Hey everybody. So today we're going to start by getting started in Adobe InDesign. For those who are not familiar with Adobe InDesign, it is a print layout program. Unlike Illustrator, which is for drawing, and Photoshop is for photo editing, InDesign is what we use to do layouts, to make things that we are going to physically print out. Think brochures, think flyers, think programs. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about getting started. And we're going to go through how to set up a document, how to manage our colors, and do various things that should seem quite familiar to you. I have for you, for the managing colors, a worksheet that you can download in order to use. But before we go there, I'm going to start with how to set up a document. There is a tutorial here posted for you that's written directions, and we're going to duplicate figure 11 in those tutorial. This is a great reference for you as you go, as is this video. For this activity, essentially what we're going to do is start a new document in Adobe InDesign. This is in InDesign, and I'm going to go here. We've got some presets that I've used, and I'm going to say create new, which is going to open a new document panel. I've got some recents that I've been using, but if I come over to the top here, I can go to print and pull up all sorts of default sizes, like letter size, which is just a regular piece of paper, a half piece of paper, a business card. Anything that I am interested in, I can pull up as one of these presets. For today, I want to create 3 different document sizes in one file. Okay, we're going to think of this as something maybe I would do for a client. So we're going to start with a business card as our first size, and then we're going to do a letter size piece of paper as our second page, and then we're going to finish with an envelope for our third page. Just want to bring your attention to some details over here on the left-hand side. Right now, my units are set in picas, but I can easily switch those to inches or pixels, even depending on what I am interested in. There's also centimeters and millimeters for other countries that don't use inches like the United States does. I like inches. That makes sense to me in my mind the most, so I tend to switch to inches. I have some orientation here of portrait versus landscape, so up and down versus side to side. I can also determine how many pages I want to put in, if I want to have 2 pages or 3 pages, which I want to have 3 pages. So I'm going to switch that to 3 for today because I'm making 3 different pages. For this as well, I have facing pages. That is when you have 2 pages that are facing each other, and I do not want facing pages today, so I'm going to uncheck that. At the bottom, as you scroll down, you'll see some margin settings where you can change the margin guides, which I'll show you once we start this. And then we have some other things here for what's called a bleed and a slug, which are some printing boundary options. So in case I go over. I also have a preview box that I can check off, and it'll give me a preview of what this is going to look like. You can see that behind me. And I am at the top going to change this to last name, first name, period, and documents. And I'm going to say create. Now you'll notice that it defaulted me to a 1-pager, but if I go to the pages menu, you're going to see 1, 2, 3 pages here, just like I told it to. And if I right click on each page, you'll see I get some menu options such as page attributes. I get duplicate, delete, insert pages. I can move pages. So just like layers in Photoshop or Illustrator's objects, these are able to be rearranged at will because we want to be able to change things and move things and do things that are different. Now, I did not fully click on the business card page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on this little icon right here, if you can see it. And I'm going to change this to US business card. So now page 1 is a US business card size, while page 2, if I double click on page 2, is still a piece of paper size at 8.5 by 11. However, page 3, I would like to switch that to an envelope size. Now, if you'll notice when I come down here, there isn't an envelope size as a default size. So I'm going to click custom, and I'm going to call this envelope, and I'm going to change to a side orientation, and I'm going to change the size to a 9.5 inches, which I'm in inches mode, so I don't have to type in inches. And I'm going to do 4.125 again, and it's automatically going to default that to inches. I can add this, and now it's a custom size for me, which will stay in place, and then I can say okay. So now page 1 is a business card size, page 2 is a letter size, and page 3 is an envelope size. And that is all you're doing for document setup. Thanks.